Hello and welcome to Discussions with the Director. My name is Dr. Shileste Overton Morris and I serve as the Chief Program Officer at the Central Susquehanna Intermediate Unit and Director of the Center for Schools and Communities. These discussions give me the opportunity to share with you how our core values connect with our work here at the Center. Our core values include service to others, equity in action, passion for excellence, and innovation for growth. Today's discussion will focus on two of our four core values, service to others and equity in action, as we talk about our work to recruit and support students in the Migrant Education Program. I am so honored today to be speaking with Jose Reyes Lua, the statewide recruiter for migrant education here at the Center. Welcome, Jose.
Thank you, Shileste. Great to be here.
Good, good. So, one of the things that I have come to recognition of is the power of a person's story. And when it comes to migrant education, you have a very personal story that connects you to the program in a way that I think is very important to how you approach your work. Would you mind sharing a little bit of that story with us?
Certainly. So, the Migrant Education Program has a very special place in my heart. In 1993, my father immigrated to Biglerville, Pennsylvania. Soon after, we followed. And because of the work that my father did, I was eligible for the program. Soon after arriving in Biglerville, we had contact by the Migrant Education Program, specifically one of the recruiters, who came to my home, interviewed my family, and because of the work being done by my father, we were enrolled into the program and began receiving services. Since 1993, I have been involved with the program in one way or another. In elementary school, I attended a lot of the leadership programs, a lot of the after-school programs, and had advocacy visits by migrant education staff. Once I moved on to the high school, I was able to participate in more of their college visits, a lot of their leadership programs again, and was able to have visits by advocacy professionals that came to my home to make sure I was on the right path to graduate. After graduation, it was a migrant education staff member who assisted me in completing my college application. Because of that, I was able to attend Penn State University through the CAMP program, which is the College Assistant Migrant Program. That program is a one-year advocacy program that helps first-generation migrant students succeed and make it past that first year. After that, they provide more assistance to make sure that they graduate. Soon after graduating from college, I was approached by the same student support specialist who assisted me with my college application, and she recruited me to work with the Migrant Education Program. 2008 was the start of my professional journey with the Migrant Education Program, and since then I've been working in one way or another, different capacities, different roles, but I've been with the Migrant Education Program since then.
So, we're talking about over the course of almost 30 years or 30 plus years that you've been involved in the Migrant Education Program. And I can certainly testify to the fact that that connection to the migrant program has definitely influenced your ability to connect with families in the migrant education program. You understand where they come from, you understand the work that they're doing, and how important it is for students to get to that point where they can graduate from high school and go to college if that is their choice. So thank you for your work and for sharing your story. It's really powerful, and so thank you. So Jose, can you tell us a little bit more about the key elements or components of the Migrant Education Program and why it's important to students and families?
The Migrant Education Program is a federally funded program that's administered by the Office of Migrant Education at the federal level. Here in Pennsylvania, we receive funds that are administered to 4 different local educational agencies, and they are responsible for the key components of the Migrant Ed program. Within those key components are identification and recruitment, student service, and the parent component. So the purpose of the Migrant Education Program is to make sure that each one of the children meets the same academic standards as their peers and that they're not punished due to the mobility that they must incur because of the employment of their parents or because of other factors that require them to move from place to place. So one of the biggest goals that we have is to make sure that they graduate from high school or earn a GED, with the ultimate goal to make sure that they go on to a four-year university or some kind of other higher educational institute, join our military forces, or obtain gainful employment once they graduate.
So another thing that really resonated with me, Jose, was this idea of that we are trying to build through the Migrant Education Program an educated citizenry, right? People who contribute not only to their local community by their sharing their culture and gifts, but also contributing economically to the community so that it can thrive. I think one of the unique things about the Migrant Education Program too here at the center is most of our work is focused on building capacity in organizations that serve children, youth, and families. But through the Migrant Education Program, we're actually able to provide some direct service to students through our Middle School Leadership Institute that's focused on STEM activities and our High School Leadership Institute. Most of these summer programs are located at post-secondary institutions and draw kids from all over the state who are enrolled in migrant education programs to participate in these leadership activities. And so that is one of the things that I wanted to elevate about the work that you and Inez are doing with migrant education and that direct service component that we normally don't get to see. And last week, you celebrated the migrant education graduation at HAC, another partner. And how many students do you recall were graduating?
So across the entire state, we had about a little bit over 200 students graduating. At the actual ceremony, a little bit over 100 attended in person.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and we also had the great privilege of having the president of HAC attend, and they are providing scholarships for students that are attending HAC either virtually or in person.
That's
So it's a great
awesome.
event, and having those strong community partnerships provides us opportunities for our students in the long run.
Definitely, that's what it's all about. Tell me a little bit about your role. I know Pennsylvania has been recognized as one of the leading states. We're often called on to help other states as they have new hires. You, in particular, have been requested by other states on numerous occasions. You serve on the National IMEC board, and you might have to help me with that acronym. It stands for.
So the Interstate Migrant Education Council.
So tell me a little bit about your role as the statewide identification and recruitment coordinator.
So identification and recruitment is the cornerstone of the Migrant Education Program. We are required to identify every single eligible student that comes into the state. And this is done using many different referral sources. We rely heavily on school district, on our employers, on other non-government agencies or community agencies in the area, and a lot of word of mouth. Because our families are very mobile, some of the families that require the most from our program are the most difficult to find. So it is very important that our recruiters are out on the field and that they're going out and identifying or finding families. And once they find them, that they're making sure to complete the correct paperwork in order to enroll those students into the program. One of my biggest responsibilities is to make sure that data proven and best practices are employed across the entire state. That we have recruiters that are all on the same page, following the same rules and regulations, and making sure that all of the documentation required for somebody to be enrolled into our program is being completed. We have a lot of families that move into very rural areas, and they're very difficult to find. So they could be arriving at a farm that has never had any students before, and it is a responsibility of the Migrant Education Program to find those families. We also have a lot of families that move into the areas that are very populated, cities, and they don't know that they're eligible for the program. So we have to make sure that our recruiters are well trained, well equipped to go out and identify every single eligible student across the state. So another big component of my responsibilities is making sure that we are reporting only truly eligible students to the federal government. So one of the biggest responsibilities is to complete audits and complete re-interviews to make sure that our recruiters that are being trained are following rules and procedures to make sure that they're only enrolling those kids that truly need the services and that are truly eligible for the program. By nature, our program is a supplemental program. So we are required to make sure that we look in the community to see what other programs are available so we can connect our students to those programs. But due to the uniqueness of our families, where they might be living out on farms that are not close to any available resources, we are able to create programs only after we exhausted all of the other programs in the area. In places that have a lot of resources, the Migrant Education Program is very lucky to partner with our friends from McKinney-Vento, from the ELECT program, 21st Century, the English Language Development Program. We rely on them heavily in order to provide our students the most help that they can get in order to adapt to their new environment quickly. In places that are very rural and there's not a lot of opportunities to partner with other programs, the Migrant Education Program is able to create new programming for those students. But at the same time, even though they're new programming, we rely a lot on our partners and our leaders in 21st Century, ELECT, the homeless program, McKinney-Vento, which is the migrant program, in order to guide us in creating those programs. And many, many times we connect directly with them so they can provide the programs directly to our students.
Thank you for being an excellent ambassador on behalf of the Center for Schools and Communities. We appreciate you and support you in doing this very important work that touches the lives of families and children directly. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
Hope you learn more about CSC and how we live our values through our Migrant Education Program. We ask you to visit our website and the YouTube channel for more information. Thank you.